horrible images of these babies who were killed, but at the same time, this is a man who doesn't want Syrians to come into this country with this refugee ban. I want to just play some sound. Hillary Clinton weighed in.
We cannot in one breath speak of protecting Syrian babies and in the next close America's doors to them.
Quickly, Qasim, how do you see that?
I didn't see you raising your voice against President Obama's inaction in Syria that led us refugees, that made us refugees get kicked out of Syria. If you really care about refugees, if you really care about helping us, please help us stay in our country. And if you just give me a few seconds just to tell President Trump once again, please, sir, what you did was amazing. What you did was a powerful message of hope for a lot of people inside and outside of Syria.
So what essentially happened there was that CNN was looking for an anti-Trump soundbite from Mr. Eid and didn't get it. Joining us from Florida, Britta Hume. So that was some moment, was it not?
Well, she must have felt that she woke up the wrong passenger. Although, if you think about it, I mean, it's a perfectly valid thing to play the Hillary Clinton soundbite. That's what a lot of people were saying. A lot of people on the left in particular were saying, and asked him to react to it. But there was something about the tone of the way she put it to him that certainly suggested that she did not get the answer that she expected.
No, she was asking a leading question. I don't ever do that.
Well, we do that all the time, don't we, Bill?
I don't. And I can't ever remember you ever doing it. A leading question, just so people know, is when you want to evoke a certain answer for a political purpose, all right? And clearly the CNN anchor wanted Mr. Eid to say, oh, Trump's terrible because he won't let us in, and he said exactly the opposite. I don't ask leading questions because they're a waste of time. I mean, I'm basically wanting people's opinion, but I don't care what the opinion really is. You have to care about what the opinion is to ask a leading question. And I got to tell you, Hume, you say we do it all the time. I never saw you do that. I mean, maybe I missed it, but you don't do that.
Well, I'm out of the question business and have been for some years, and my memory is so bad.
Once in a while you ask it. You're on one of those dopey panels and you ask them a question. I've seen you on there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I never saw you ask a leading question. So when the audience is expecting, when Hillary, and I agree with you, provocative television is what cable news is all about. You throw a Hillary Clinton soundbite into the guy. You want to see what the guy thinks about the ban of Syrian refugees, which, by the way, isn't in effect yet. It will be soon, but it's not in effect yet. But then the guy praises Trump, and you could just see the people at CNN going, how do we get into this? How do we get out of this?
Yeah, we've had him. I've seen him on several times. I mean, it's not a mystery where this guy's coming from. No. So somebody, if they didn't want that answer, they should have known. And you suspect that, maybe some poor booker got the Riot Act read, but CNN should have known. I even think that guy had been on CNN before. So who knows how that came about? But it was interesting. And it's an interesting question, Bill, because there's a lot of approval of this, as the poll that you showed indicated. And a lot of people, right and left, have praised this move by Donald Trump. But there's this sort of subcurrent of grumbling that says, what about our refugee policy? And also, what about a broader policy for Syria? This bombing raid alone is not a policy. Well, of course it's not a policy.
Yeah, we don't.
However,
I don't think Trump's going to do a regime change. I don't think he's going to do it.
But no, I don't see any reason why he's obligated to. It seems to me that what he did here was to say, Mister, you committed a hideous atrocity, and we're going to make you pay for it.
Yeah, and we don't want you committing war crimes. And this is a noble nature. We're not going to stand for it. We called
exactly
here.
Right. So
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that he lost a part of his air power as a result of it, and people are saying, well, what if he does this again? If you were Assad and had this happen to you by standoff weapons from the American military, which was at no risk to any American serviceman, and all those raids are expensive, it's something we can well afford to do and could afford to do again.
Well, next time it's going to be him.
Again?
Next time, no, and that's what I said on Friday night.
Well, the point is, he doesn't. You and I don't know that, and he doesn't know that either. And that kind of doubt in his mind about what might happen, and wondering what this guy Trump, who unexpectedly did this, might do next.
Next time Trump will go after him. You know, Assad doesn't sleep in the same house. Every night he sleeps in a different house. He's like Saddam Hussein. Assad has to move every night to a different residence. But it's just a matter of time before a drone's going to be right up his nose if he does it again. I'll tell you that. I know that with certainty. Last word.
It may well be so, but think of the other people around the world who are now wondering what Trump might do next. That applies in China, that applies in Iran, and it certainly applies in North Korea. And that, introducing that element of doubt and wondering in the minds of these malefactors around the world, I think is a useful thing, even if he never has to do it again, or even if he never does do it again.
I thought it was a
now we don't know what Trump will do.
Right. Malefactor, word of the day.
Useful thing.
Everybody. Malefactor, very, very good. All right. For you, everyone.
Sort of like the O'Reilly factor.
You bet. Directly ahead, an airline